Raamdeo Agrawal, Joint Managing Director of Motilal Oswal Financial Services, joins us now. Raamdeo, good to have you back. Thank you for joining us. Raamdeo, FY12 was a tough and a rough year for Indian markets, and benchmark indices lost more than 10%. Do you think for the current fiscal, which is FY13, we could not only regain whatever we've lost in FY12, we could gain much more than that?
FY13 should be better because expectations are very low. In beginning of FY12, we had high expectation of 8-9% growth, and government was still, giving possibility of getting much higher growth, and corporate profits optimism was there. But now there is a complete negative perception about India. Foreigners are thinking negative, but domestics are completely withdrawn from the market. Earnings growth expectation is very muted. So a rate cycle is also picked out. So I think expectations are very low right now for next 12 months.
Raamdeo, hi, morning. Do you worry about the course Q4 earnings could take as the initial numbers from Infosys and HDFC Bank going back that? What's the feeling that you're getting?
No, I won't be surprised if we gain, and my sense it will be back-ended. Markets have tendency to surprise everybody. So my sense is now bigger surprises ahead, which will be more positive than negative.
Raamdeo, let's look at specifics then. What do you make of Infosys? What Infosys has guided and indicated for FY13, do you think that is a company-specific issue or a sector-specific issue?
Infosys clearly is company-specific, and maybe the large cap IT of India is specific because they have the business positioning the way they have because of past success. They have a very large positioning in BFSI space, and that's where I think the slowdown in the IT dollar spend is happening. So it's a kind of you can say segment specific, but I think IT in general, tier 2, tier 3, I think those companies will boom, and I think globally there are too many disruptive things happening in the technology space. So maybe it is change of the skills you require, but I think technology is, country as a whole, it's not a bad time for technology.
So Raamdeo, are you of the view that mid-cap IT will outperform large-cap IT?
My sense is that some of these so-called mid-cap companies may be much smaller than this large-cap who are dependent on large banks for their revenue. I think those companies, those who have little flexibility, those who can build competencies into new segment very quickly and have meaningful impact in their P&L, I think those companies will do very well because business conditions abroad is not bad. It's almost like a boom time in US. A shortage of skilled manpower is very acute there.
Raamdeo, if the US is bouncing back with the economic data coming in strong, how come it is not really translating into IT spend?
No, as I said, there 35-40% of the businesses come from financial sector, and financial sector in US is still muted. These large banks, though they have survived this downturn, but I think they are not spending as aggressively as other parts of the economy. So, say like healthcare or mobile technology. So those guys are spending a lot more, but the banking sector, which is a very large, important technology spend category, they are not becoming that aggressive. So our business mix in a $7-8 billion, like Infosys $7 billion turnover. So in that, they have a very large portion coming from that directly, indirectly. So I think it is a problem of segment rather than in general IT per se.
Raamdeo, so if you are of the view that in the near term Infosys Technologies could carry the tag of underperformer, what is stopping Raamdeo Agrawal, who has been a long-term investor in Infosys Technologies, from stopping it? Because no concerns are there in the short term, and if you own Infosys more in the medium term, you will only end up underperforming.
Probably I have fallen in love with the company. I love the company so much. So maybe we have to rethink. We are seriously rethinking about it, and so we have to get something, because IT is the flag bearer for Indian story. So I can't believe that IT story out of India is over. Now where do you put this? In such a huge global opportunity, where exactly you put your dollars? I mean, some portion of 8-10% of your portfolio. So earlier we thought that Infosys is kind of all-encompassing bet on Indian IT, but now it looks that we have to rethink this strategy and maybe find some next, next way of new growers in IT field.
Is it too late to put money in consumer names based on PEs?
I mean, I think, see, these blue chips, they have a huge longevity. They are not for 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. I mean, look at Asian Paints. Look at Nestle. I mean, these companies for last 30 years, 20 years, 25 years, I mean, right from beginning, Asian Paint has given huge returns. I mean, every time I try to buy Asian Paint and I find it expensive. And from that expensive level also it surprises people. So, it's like expensive property. Anytime you think that it is expensive, you don't buy them. But after 10 years, the best property turns out to be that property itself. So, this blue chip investing is like that. You have huge pain getting in, but once you get in, you enjoy for the rest of the life. So, buying HDFC Bank is very expensive at 4.5 book, but once you have them, then you don't have to, it's like a maintenance-free kind of situation. I mean, out of 10, 1 or 2 definitely give you hiccups, even despite all the blue chipness. But overall pain is much, much lesser.
So, Raamdeo, if your view is that in the near term, buy blue chip stocks, buy stocks which have earning visibility, let's look at a specific name, HDFC Bank. Predictable set of numbers, but stock is trading at a price to book of 5 times based on FY13 estimates. Do you think HDFC Bank still has potential to create wealth?
Yeah, if you're looking for around 18 to 20% return in next, every year for next, doubler in 4 years, I think it's a safe bet.
So let me flip my next question now. From a 3-year perspective, between State Bank of India and HDFC Bank, which stock will create more wealth?
See, today because of rate cycle and beaten down valuation for SBI and unique positioning with the size, SBI definitely has a chance in next 4 quarters, 8 quarters. But it's a timing issue. You cannot buy and hold and see the same, higher and higher valuation in SBI. SBI is deeply cyclical in terms of even the stock price. So a chairman will come and go, and then you'll see suddenly, drop in the earnings and beating down of the stock and, credit cost and whole lot of things. Whereas HDFC in the past has demonstrated that they can take care of those profitable segments which are non-cyclical, which are much more consumer-oriented, and they will do very thoughtfully branch expansion. And so, they have been able to deliver for last 50 quarters about 30% return. In next 50 quarters, if they do even 25% compounded, I think you still make about 20-21% despite some dilution on the way.
So Raamdeo, at a time when two-wheelers are contracting, why is Hero Honda coming out with strong dispatch numbers? With Honda entering now, how according to you will the dynamics change?
No, I think one should not take those kind of thing. At least in my mind, I'm very clear that it's a 1,000-pound gorilla getting into the market. It's not another minor player getting into the market with no brand, no distribution, no product, no tested product and all. These guys are there for last 7, 8 years, 9 years. They know exactly what Indian markets demand. And I think Hero's partnership has taught them a lot about how to produce, how to position products, what is the consumer psyche of Indians. So competition will definitely intensify here. But I think just the size of the opportunity is so large within India and outside that right now we are doing about 16 million. Last year we did about 16 million bikes for export and domestic put together. My sense is that China went to about 40 million for themselves. So we also go into that kind of possibility in next 5-10 years. Is there? India could become two-wheeler capital of the world, and we could get the highest quality bikes at lowest possible cost from this country because we have our own volume base. So it's a perfect foundation for exporting. So your opportunity size is growing from domestic plus global, and competition is increasing from 2 to 3. So I think still it leaves a good opportunity for committed players like Hero to prove themselves, design their products, and of course they have the production facility and distribution and brand. So I mean, and take on to whatever competition is coming in. So, but one should not undermine, the competition, upcoming competition from Honda.
Raamdeo, every time you come on ET now and every time when our viewers they see you on the channel, they get hungry for new ideas. A year ago you had identified Guru Finance for our viewers. 6 months ago it was McLeod Russell. So what is Raamdeo Agrawal's new big money making idea for FY13?
Yeah, so one of the ideas we have bought just before the budget is ITC. So I was avoiding to buy into this cigarette company, but I think the character of the company is also changing to some extent to become their company we are committed to building up in FMCG and food and a whole lot of things. So and they are the company which have kind of pricing power in the business what they are in. So my sense is that if you want to make about 18-20%, including dividend, I think this is a company where your downside risk is limited and upside possibility in 4 years it could double.